What's up, Trash Talkers? Here at Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a Butterbar lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran in their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
Hey, what's up, Trash Talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
And so my honesty cap is dedicated to a little, we'll call it a public service announcement for civilians and other people in the military. There are a few people that you should always take their stories with a grain of salt. Vegans, CrossFitters, and special operations guys that tell you that they were special operations without being prompted. The first thing they say is, yeah, I used to be soft. Right. The only unicorn in that entire group is like a special operations guy that was like a vegan and did CrossFit. That guy's probably going to stay quiet for a little bit longer because he's confused as what he should talk about first. And that's the only reason. Right. Anybody that says that they were soft without being prompted or without it being like a normal part of your communications is probably either an enabler or going to tell you a bunch of stuff that's not exactly true.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? Big Earl. You heard Dave talk. You heard Buddy talk. Now, Buddy's all about, he is a Green Beret and he's Special Forces and yada, yada, yada. But he will not tell you that unless, he really, really likes you and he's made dinner for you. However, what Veteran Trash Talk does is we bring a lot of light to the veteran community, the first responder community. We promote that what we're doing well, all right, whether we're running for office, we started a business, nonprofit, all those things. Veteran Trash Talk is a super clean page. We got Gruntworks if you want to go there and raise a little hell a little bit, but we are here to promote veteran-owned businesses. So the show you are about to watch is a veteran or veterans or a spouse of a veteran or a child of a veteran that's doing great things in the community, and we need your help promoting them and getting them all all the success that they need. All right, guys, enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up?
Yeah, you're not supposed to, really.
Nation.
That's fine.
Chris, mute your mic.
Listen to our show.
Time of the Trash Talk Hour. Who's still talking during my?
That's Chris and his stupid like Morgan orgy he has going on in Vegas or whatever this is. Hold on, let me text him.
Welcome our special guest today, Coast Guard veteran Donny Hackett with Very Deal, and joining me as usual are the Big Earl and Buddy. Happy Saturday, all. How's everybody doing?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Doing great, man. Freaking, just I haven't been on the show in a while. It's been like 2 weeks. Then,
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
But gotta get back. Gotta get after it. No, got a big dinner tonight. Going to the 100th anniversary for the Bob Hope Patriotic Hall downtown LA. It was built by Civil War vets.
Oh,
and at
damn.
one time was the tallest building in LA. Now, obviously not anymore. It's like 8 stories, but like it's
At that time. Yeah.
But remember the guy we had on who was for the Claim Sharks? He runs the Veterans County for LA down out of that building. So he's going to go there and raise awareness. The CEO of the Olympics is the guest speaker, so that's going to be fun. Yeah.
Isn't he busy right now?
That's what I'm going to say to him. Well, no, the Summer Olympics in LA, you clown. So
Yeah, not the Winter Olympics.
That's the CEO of the Olympics. Like, they're going on currently.
Fair enough.
I didn't know there was a CEO of the Olympics, but there is.
They're a CEO of the summer and a CEO of the winter, or is it just one above all the Olympics?
It's probably two. It's probably the Winter
Greek.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Why is he not Greek?
I don't
I have a
know.
lot of questions about this Olympics
Maybe
CEO.
because the Greeks were conquered. I don't know. So maybe why is he not Roman? I don't know. Okay, what does that say?
What do you?
Huh?
I don't know.
What?
But anyway, let's kick it off with a conspiracy. All right, we haven't done one of these in a while. Have you guys heard of the Honey Island swamp monster in Louisiana?
I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty.
The title of that sounds like something that you do in bed.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know if we can talk about that.
We can
Hey,
talk about that.
Time for the swamp model.
When you think of Louisiana, you think of jazz, Creole food, or Mardi Gras. But out deep in the wilderness, far away from Bourbon Street, the state is known for something else. A creature said to lurk in one of America's most haunted wetlands, and the locals call it the Honey Island Swamp Monster. The modern legend began in 1963 when a retired air traffic controller named Harlan Ford and his friend Ray Millis were exploring the Honey Island Swamp, a remote, largely untouched stretch of marsh northeast of New Orleans. They came across massive tracks, each about 10 to 12 inches long, but not like typical Bigfoot prints. These tracks had 3 webbed toes, almost reptile-like, yet clearly belonging to something walking upright. Ford would later claim he saw a creature, over 7 feet tall, covered in gray hair with amber yellow eyes, moving through the trees with a strange gliding stride. He described it as half man, half animal, something that didn't look quite primate or anything else known to science. Throughout the 1970s, sightings exploded. Fishermen reported hearing deep growls, finding shredded fish traps, and seeing something wading through the marsh with astonishing speed. While skeptics blamed misidentified black bears, locals insisted that this thing moved differently, and it left behind those unmistakable, webbed, 3-toed tracks. The mystery deepened in 1980 when Harlan Ford passed away. Among his belongings, family members discovered unreleased 8mm film that appeared to show a large upright creature moving along a swamp clearing. The footage is blurry, but it reignited the legend and launched national media interest. So what is the Honey Island Swamp Monster? Here are the leading theories. A regional Bigfoot variant, a smaller southern adaptation of it, and suited for wet terrain. People also believe that it's a mutated swamp primate. The fringe theory claims a troop of circus chimpanzees escaped in the early 1900s and interbred or mutated. A third theory says it could be a relic species. Some cryptozoologists suggest an undiscovered North American primate, and then others believe that it's a misidentified animal, like the black bear. Today, the Honey Island swamp monster is one of Louisiana's largest legends, right up there with the Rougarou. Swamp tour guides still report strange splashes, glowing eyes in the tree line, and enormous tracks appearing after storms. Whether it's a creature, a legend, or something in between, the Honey Island swamp monster remains one of America's most mysterious cryptids.
Well,
If it was a monkey, wouldn't it be going tree to tree, not walking on the ground?
Yeah, potentially.
Right?
depends on if
No.
there was something they inbred with a gator, and then they'd be called gay tonkeys.
like the Galians.
Aliens. Yeah, either that or a crocodiler.
I like that one better.
Yeah, it's probably a crocodiler, half
Well,
alligator.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll buy this one. I believe that area is probably haunted because if you go on TikTok and research it, there's a lot of, like you said, tour guides that still go out there and tour the area. They do hear strange sounds at night, and I believe in spirits and all that stuff. So that's what they're hearing. I feel like they fake the footprints because the story is much bigger because they go back 10 years later, and that's when they get the video. So these same people did the footprints, right? And then 10 years later, they have the footage. Like, it's kind of like you ran into this fucking thing twice in a row. So I'm going to say no to Swamp Monster. I'm going to say yes, the area is haunted. And that's probably what people are hearing. And that's my take. What do you got, brother? You are the guest. You get to go after me.
It's a good one. Definitely not monkeys. I don't know. Definitely not monkey.
Monkey
That's all I got.
though?
What's that?
Monkey and an alligator though?
Do you think
Like,
there's
That's
anything? Do
very
you think there's
logical.
anything, or do you think it's all
Gay
bullshit?
Yankee.
Oh no, for sure. It's real. Yeah. Something's out there. All right, maybe how about this? A monkey and a black bear got it on.
ooh.
That's
Now
a
we're
pretty.
But where did the web feet come?
Science don't need to be messing around with that.
I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't know where the web food come from, but yeah.
I mean,
But go ahead, buddy.
if monkeys and bears are doing it, I mean, web feet they can be there. You never know.
You never
Yeah.
know.
I mean, it could be. Yeah. I mean,
Because monkeys got like big fingers and bears have paws. They just kind of spread out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. I think it was a barunky.
Barunki.
Okay.
Barunky.
All right. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
definitely saying it's something there. You just don't know what it is. Good
Yeah.
take. Good take. It is a beast or an animal or some sort, right? Yeah. Beast. Yeah. Buddy, what you got? What you got, buddy?
I got a couple things that I didn't like about the video itself. First of all, it's just starting out. When I think of Louisiana, I've never once thought about jazz, food, any of that. I think of Fort Polk, and it's the worst place.
yeah. Gross.
Fucking earth.
New Orleans, buddy.
Fort
Right?
Polk, the most disgusting state in the Union. We could chop it off and push it out into the frickin' the Gulf of America, and it wouldn't bother me, not one bit, not a single bit. Not a fan of Louisiana. That being said, if you're hearing things in the swamp of Louisiana, like hearing strange things is relative in Louisiana. You can hear strange things almost anywhere in Louisiana. It's called dialect. They speak weird ass. Is weird. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It could. Is that where the swamp thing came from?
Yeah.
Is it not the swamp thing? Maybe it's the swamp thing. They just call it something else. You know?
Didn't we do a swamp thing one, Dave? Like,
We did. I
it's
forgot where
different. The
that one
swamp thing was
though.
green.
In Carolinas,
Swamp
though.
thing is green. He's green and has like scales.
Yeah, but they don't know what this one looks like, right?
Maybe that's the female version of this.
Ooh.
There you
Interesting.
go. There
Possibly.
you go. So absolutely not real, buddy, or is there something out there?
Hey, why not? Yeah, that's real as hell.
Okay.
Here's the thing. It really doesn't matter whether it's real. I'm never going into a deep swamp in Louisiana to find it.
Oh hell no,
Yeah.
no.
No. There's all
things you gotta worry about.
there's like all kinds of voodoo stuff, and there's like Louisiana's just that's not my cup of tea. I'm not about it.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, specifically in that area, when I was looking at more TikToks, there was a voodoo lady from back in the day that died there, and she's one of the reasons that area is supposedly also very haunted.
Maybe probably her
specifically that
She
area.
probably stole a bunch of. Here's what happened. Now that makes more sense.
You go.
The
There
voodoo
you
lady.
He leaves a little knowledge out there that we don't
Yeah,
know.
you left some very important information out of there. All right, the voodoo lady stole the monkeys. She had a pet bear. She made them get it on. They made the barunkies. Bam. She bred them so they got tall. She gave them all this voodoo magic. Hit them up with some web feet so they could do that thing like the lizard that runs across the bay does with like that. Yeah, bam, made a perfect little. It's GMOs, guys, genetically modified organism.
He said. Brian says, yeah, crossbreed and the Baraki or whatever. Yeah, Baraki. Yeah,
there you go. Your lady did it. Problem solved. Problem staying solved. We figured it out. No need to talk about it anymore. Yep.
Yeah, I can go with what Buddy's saying. I can go with that, and we have to be very careful. And I always reference Hollywood because, like I said, Hollywood gets you ready for this and used to it, so that when it actually does show up, nobody cares, right? Like,
that new Disclosure movie coming out in June.
Yeah, like oh yeah, we've already seen this movie. You're like, no, it's real. Like, nah, like we're good. Desensitize you to it. But Hollywood's done a lot, and they've warned us about crossbreeding animals, right? And like Jurassic Park, you got not only do you have a Tyrannosaurus, it's like crossbred with a Velociraptor, and then has like a pterodactyl coming out of its butt, right? And like now even like who's that guy who trained the raptors? What's his name? Hens, like the good looking dude, all the girls like, but he couldn't stop him, right?
Yeah,
so. Yeah, Chris Pratt. See, like you got to be very careful when you're crossbreeding monkeys and bears. Right?
You do, especially in a swamp. Nothing to do.
Yeah, in a swamp, because again, the adaptation. You think you might be creating the perfect thing, but you don't know, or you don't know what adaptations are going to happen. So that might explain the web feet. Like that might have just been something like, oh, we didn't see that coming. But it's there now, and now this thing is running across the top of the water.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So and like was it in the original Jurassic Park? He's like, life will find a way. Everybody's like, what does that mean? It's like, you mess with nature. This is what happens. Diaz is drunk and he loves this. Don't worry, Diaz. This is just the opener. This is just how we break the ice.
We're here for you, Diaz. Thanks for watching, brother.
Diaz. Hey, speaking of being drunk, if you are going to drink, go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com. All right. Put in the code VTT. Get yourself a discount. They got really, really good spirits and they sponsor us. So fucking buy it.
Watch a couple of our previous shows when Buddy is on the cordial and you will.
When Buddy's drinking this stuff right here, forget about it. So,
good drink. You'll like it.
I actually have had this. I've had this there for like a year because I'm terrified to open it. Because as soon as you open it,
I never really liked
gone.
the cordial that much. I like their vodka. Their vodka is really good.
Yeah, good potato vodka. But the only thing I don't like about this story is 7 feet tall and then 10 to 12-inch footprints.
That's a good point.
That's top heavy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Top heavy. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Or hey, no. How about this? It needs small feet because in the swamp there's not much like hard land, right? So you need to be able to move fast.
Oh, yeah.
The landings.
You need to be agile and be able to get through there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But you know what else it means?
Yep.
Tiny little shoes. Tiny little.
I thought you were
shoes.
gonna say small socks or something like
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
They
say about guys with big feet. They got big socks.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I bet it doesn't have a jacked up pickup truck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably driving a Kia 97 type.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
You got to go buy some, Diaz. He said, okay, just open it and let's drink it. Go to 10thwhiskey.com and then order it right now. Type in VTT. There you go. You'll get a discount.
Get you a discount.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways. Oh, it's my turn for the Book of Earl.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's great. Got to read that.
It's been a while. Had to do some research, and I could go after the easy stuff. I could nitpick. Dave opened up with something that I could just run for days on about his TikTok research. We all know that's how he comes up with most of his political opinions about the newest thing that's going on. It turns on TikTok, and all of a sudden he has all the evidence in the world of why things are going wrong. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, hey, you research the way you want to research.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. But no, I was reminded of something that I wrote down a few hundred years ago in chapter 7, verse 3 of the Book of Earl, and it is thou shalt be careful with stereotypes, but thou must recognize the stereotypes. All right, you must recognize them because they're there for a reason. All right, and then but you got to do your best to try to understand that you are stereotyping people and you are being wrong. And then what really triggers you is when the stereotype is right. All right. Because you tried your hardest not to assume that this X was going to do this, but they did it. All right. And here's an example. This is what got me triggered the last 2 days. I volunteered for the Genesis Invitational, right? The golf tournament. 70 guys get invited. Tiger Woods' tournament. It's hard to get in to volunteer because so many people want to be there because all the best golfers in the world are there. It's at Riviera Country Club in Brentwood. Look it up. Yeah, Brentwood's where like all the stars live and everything, So like it's bougie. We get it there because a little nepotism. I knew somebody working the admissions for the volunteers, so we get in there, working the first green, and lo and behold, Hideki Matsuyama's there. All right, Masters champion. Now, the last time I worked the tournament was in Hawaii, where they said every golf fan, I was a marshal between the 9-10 crossover. They said every golf fan, if you just put a rope up, they stop and they shut up because that's what you're supposed to do. He goes, but not the Japanese. He goes, the Japanese fly here because it's the closest they can get to Matsuyama at the time, and they think he's a god. So they literally want to touch him, and they want their baby to touch him like he's Jesus walking around. And you have like,
oh my God.
If I touch him, I'm cured, right? And so because when all the security guards were on the 9-10 crossover, it was all bigger military guys, and I'm like, why are we all here? He's like, because when Hideki crosses 9-10, you put that rope up first, but they're going to try to rush, and they're like, you get to put your hands on him. I'm like, really? Like, this is awesome. So like, we literally got to like truck and push back, and then once he's like, and then here's the stereotype: Japanese, they understand dominance. So once they realized that we were more dominant than them, they calmed down. Like it's not happening. Here's where the Book of Earl comes into play now. So now I'm at the Genesis. I'm in Brentwood. Okay, not the Sony Open. There's not a bunch of Japanese flying to Brentwood. All right, this is bougie town. Right. So far, everybody's good. Being polite. And then all of a sudden, here comes Hideki. And then here comes Seiwoo Kim, a Korean, right? And they're coming up. And now you got all these caddies yelling at people because it's the Asians. And I didn't say anything to them. It was the Japanese. I tried to fight the stereotype. I was like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it this time. But they did. Okay? But they did. They just do whatever they want on a golf course. You don't do that on a golf course. Or you don't do what you want on a golf course. So it took everything in my power to not put my hands on them because I was not allowed to. But it was almost like he's not a god. He's a 30-year-old golfer, okay? Can chill out. In fact, he hasn't won in 3 years, all right? A god doesn't lose in 3 straight years, all right? A god doesn't do that. So get your shit together. And then guess what? When they say quiet, please, that means you, all right? You're not the only one on this golf course, all right? These guys are playing for millions of dollars. And you just want to walk around when he's hitting the putt. That's what you want to do because you got to get to the next tee box before Hideki tees off. No, you wait like everybody else. All right? This is supposed to be the culture of respect and honor and it's literally the game that is the most respectful and honorable game on the planet. And you're like, nope, fuck Justin Rose, fuck the British. I'm going over here. I got to hurry up and run over here and go watch this Japanese guy tee off. All right, no, I'm done. All right, so that's what got me triggered, boys. All right, what do you think? Do we identify stereotypes? Do we fight to not listen to the stereotype until the stereotype becomes true?
I just think you handled it very well, Nick. I think you did very well.
I was angry, bro. Angry.
I feel like you sound like the stereotype of a middle-aged white guy.
Like a boomer?
Anybody else got that vibe? But I kind of got the vibe that you sound like a middle-aged white guy.
Like
That's great.
Shoes and high socks with short shorts?
That's the vibe I got. That you're like, you do not. This is a golf course. You do not.
We are a nation of laws.
We don't allow your kind here. I also would say that stereotypes are the only reason people don't like stereotypes when they don't like this. They can't argue that they're not true, but they don't like that they are true, so they don't like the stereotype. Like but if it's a good stereotype, like you've never heard, for instance, Asians pissed off like, we don't do math very well, you lying piece of shit. Like, yeah, we're smart and we play music and apparently figure skate really well, do a lot of other things really well.
The context and when the stereotype is used, like, dude, being in the military, right? Like, bro,
yeah,
the stereotypes that, like, in a platoon that we just threw at each other, like next level shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and then people get upset. Like then one of the other volunteers, he looked like he was Asian, and he looked like Mr. Miyagi. So I called him Mr. Miyagi. And is that a bad thing? And he laughed about it. And, it's like I'm like, hey, what this? And because my other buddy, we were, he was the 82nd guy, Jeff, and we're like, hey, just he was asking how the military was, and that's how I brought it up. I'm like, well, if you would have come into my platoon, we'd immediately call you Mr. Miyagi. Like that's how the Army is, and not because we're racist, but because you look like him. Like.
Yep.
It's just
It reminds me of the time I went out on Fort Bragg to I think it was OP-13. Anyway, there was a range control guy that everyone called Mario because he looked like Mario, like Mario Brothers. I'm not gonna lie, I thought his name was Mario. I thought that I didn't put two and two together, and he came out and was like, "Hey, Mr. Mario, how are you?" And he's like, "Don't you ever fucking call me that again." He's like, yeah, they call me that because I look like Mario because I have a mustache and fucking curly hair. And I was like, oh, I didn't know.
Dude.
Name's Bob.
Luigi?
Not the two together. Definitely, if I had, I wouldn't have called you that to your face. Can you clear me off this range, though? That'd be sick. If you could just let me go. That'd be awesome.
And do we have a duty to understand our stereotypes?
Yes. Unless you understand them, you can't not. You got to understand the bad ones so that you understand how other people perceive you. But stereotypes are a tool. Everybody uses stereotypes because it is the quickest, easiest way to keep yourself out of a bad situation.
Right.
Everywhere you go, like if you see a cat and it's a little bitty one. And you're like, oh, it's just a little house cat. Doesn't want to, stereotype. It doesn't really want to have anything to do with me. It might eat food if I give it to him. It's fine, whatever. If you see a giant one with a lot of hair around its neck, you go, oh, that's a fucking lion. Stereotypically, it might fucking eat me. I'm going to stay away from it. Yeah, that works.
Good stereotype. Yes.
Yeah. Even though it's not 100% true, but it's true sometimes. Enough that I would fucking go out and try to perm its hair.
Well, you see that? No, that's a good point because we're going to get towards the spring again, and that's when people go to Yellowstone and they feel like they should go pet a buffalo.
Yeah.
Well, that's natural selection.
Those are the people who tell you stereotypes are wrong, and it's
but a lot of those people.
What point is it not knowing a stereotype or just natural selection, right?
Yeah. But generally, when you see them, a lot of those people also have in common.
Like pictures not to dive into them, like you dive into a kiddie pool and break your neck. That's natural selection, bro.
Like I said, when you see those people on the videos, a lot of them have something in common. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it's generally not that they're dudes.
That is true. There aren't a lot of dudes petting buffaloes.
They're the opposite of a dude who's out like, oh, I'm going to go try to pet this buffalo. Usually.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Family Guy?
Yeah, every now and then.
Yeah, my favorite stereotype is the Asian woman on the left-hand speed lane, and this is my exit now. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
Shot right.
Yeah, we call that a monkey slide.
Yep,
I don't know why.
That's by far the best stereotype.
All the way over.
Good luck, everybody.
Anywho.
No, and then again, I tell people too, like when you drive in Hawaii, you can do whatever you want. You can cut people off, you can brake check them as long as you just do the shaka. As long as you do the shaka you did it.
I'm going there in July. We're going on vacation in July. I'm gonna test it out, Nick.
Yeah, cut people off, give them the shaka. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And it's like, yeah.
Hey, brother. Don't worry, brother. Just say a lot. They love it.
And you all fucked up with a black eye, fucking big ass lip.
Yeah.
Go to the west. Hey, go to the west side. Go to the west side of the island of Oahu and go hang out with some of those guys. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, they love white people. They love white people there. Yeah.
Yeah, especially white people that try to act like they're Pacific Islanders. And they're like, hey, brother, how you doing? Like, what?
Just gonna be hanging out at the beach, bro. Just gonna be hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, the beach, bro. Are you staying at the Halikoa?
No, we actually shout out to Corey, shout out to our channel sponsor. He's like, guys, you need to stay at my place, man. You need to stay at my place. Yeah, so we were gonna book a hotel right by the beach, but then Corey was like, you guys need to stay at my place, man. So we're gonna stay at one of his homes out there.
Cool, man, that you get to take time off to go all the way to Hawaii,
Yeah, it'll be fun.
He's retired, bro.
Oh no! It's like he's going all the way to Hawaii. That's awesome. Like he's going all the way.
We're going there mainly for Tyler, and obviously we've never been, and I'd love to go to Hawaii. So,
when was the last time you were in Nashville? I can't remember. Remember saying that you were gonna just go all the way. Well, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt at all. Not hurt at all, Dave. It's cool. It's cool. Not a huge deal.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I think I've been there twice, right? Have I been to Nashville twice?
2 or 3 times, actually. 2 or 3 times.
You went there for work. You went there for work.
Not both times. Not every time.
Never time.
You didn't intentionally come out to see Buddy.
Fine, dude, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you just.
Now you're making me feel bad, man.
He only came out here like
4 times already.
Kendrick
But it's
Lamar
also
tickets.
easier for you, buddy, to travel. Like we got younger kids, we got dogs. Like there's a lot more that we got to figure out when
Your kids in the army.
Yeah. Yeah. I have kids in high school. And I have 3 dogs. Like.
Yeah,
you have 1.
I would agree because even Megan argues with me. She's like, "We need to get out to Nashville," and I'm like, "Yeah,
hey, whatever works. Whatever works. It's fine."
Help your argument. That doesn't help your argument that your significant other is saying we should go, and you're still like, "No, fuck, buddy."
Well, Buddy's been out here like 4 times already. Yeah,
not a huge deal. Anyway,
I love you, buddy. I do love you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the guests so that Dave can get out of the hot seat a little bit. So we have. Donny Hatchett, who started. I think it's VeteranTrashTalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dave says it other ways because he speaks 3 languages all very poorly. Anyway, so got Dave Hatchett from VeteranTrashTalk on. He's a former Coast Guard member. Was in the Honor Guard. Was going to try to be a rescue swimmer, but he dropped the guy. Like they do the test where you have to hold on, like you can't let go. And then he was just like, but not Donnie. Donnie was like, I'm letting you go. This sucks. You're gonna go. And then he went to the small boat station where he rescued drunken boaters from themselves and made sure they got home without getting arrested. And apparently last night invented Be Louder AI. So who knew? He's going to talk about all of it. Welcome to the show, Donnie, and tell us about your deal and about Be Louder.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me come on. So, and I also forgot to mention I did save a turtle. It was wrapped in like some cords.
What type of turtle are we talking? Because if it was a sea turtle, awesome. If it was like a snapping turtle,
It was like this big. It wasn't that big, you know. It was a sea turtle. It was like,
okay, wait, you know what?
for you.
Medium,
Good job.
medium,
job.
good thing. You know, everybody likes
People from
I will say that,
Nashville area,
you know,
they eat turtles, so yeah, it's
one of the coolest parts about being at the Coast Guard is the zones where you can fish and crab and not crab and all that stuff. So we put our pots where we know it's really good and no one else is allowed, and so we have really good crab during the summer. And
I got really good crabs when I was in the 82nd once.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh. Yeah, they set up a lot of traps at Sharky's.
Somewhere on Bragg Boulevard. Somewhere on Bragg Boulevard.
All three of us knew exactly where to get them.
We can keep this marine bio type talk up at Sharky's. Yeah.
Oh. Should we stereotype again? Because of that area? No. The Korean circle? Just joking. Go ahead. Mickey's? Mickey's?
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. So,
sorry about that, brother. Go ahead.
You're good. Yeah. So I'll start with VeteranTrashTalk real fast, I guess, overview. So I was in the Coast Guard. I got out 11 years ago this month, which was kind of crazy to think. And so I was in sales for my entire time. You know, I started as a bar back in a restaurant and worked my way up. And so I made it to Amazon AWS in 2023. I was like living the dream. It was awesome here in DC. And then one day, 10:30 something, my screen goes black. I was on a call with a customer and I like text my manager. I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, oh yeah, you just got laid off. I was like, oh, right on. Cool. Thanks. And so 27,000 other people got laid off at the same time. So it's, you know, wasn't singled out. And so I did what everyone does, right? Starts looking for a job, especially these days, in the past few years. And you quickly realize like, shit, there's not that many jobs out there. And how many tens of thousands of people are applying to the same exact job. And now you have like 50% of jobs completely fake. So you reach out to your network. That was kind of like a dud because everyone else is like also reaching out to their network and trying to get any job that they can. And so I came up with this idea. I was like, well, what if, since I'm in sales, what if I like prove what I did? And that's like a weird, odd concept for a lot of sellers in this world right now, is like, instead of just having a resume, you can actually have like a verified portfolio. So fast forward, last year, I got off my ass. We had our third child in February. 2 weeks later, I was like, I'm going to start a business because that's what you logically do when you're like not sleeping and, you know, you're trying to
have 3 kids.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And so my wife was like, yeah, you're crazy. So just go for it. So anyway, long road and launched in December. Went finally like fully live because we had some bug issues over the holidays, but yeah, so I've been live for about like 6 weeks or so. Yeah, so just trying to help people in sales first, and then I'm gonna plan to go out to like all these other professions, corporate professions, and then kind of like if you have a portfolio or like get it verified, that way when recruiters and hire managers look at you to hire you, they can be like, oh, you've actually done what you said that you can do, so they can like accurately project what you will do. Does that make sense? So that's because
it's easy to go on ChatGPT and write a resume, right? And ChatGPT will just do it for you, but this is like actually verified information. So I'm sure a lot of companies that are hiring are going through a lot of.
Well, resumes are mostly
is this real now. Is this not real? You know, like, go ahead, buddy.
Resumes are mostly just made up fluff words and bullshit anyway. I mean, to be honest with you, it's all like, how can you like use the keywords from their job listing so that your resume pops up in their algorithm? It's more gaming the system than it is finding the correct person for the job. Like it's kind of.
That's it. Yep. Exactly.
So for VeteranTrashTalk, are we looking at, you're obviously, it's like a paid subscription? Is it like a one-time service fee? You come on there and, hey, we do this for you. And then is there another avenue where now you're trying to crack into like recruiters to where you're like, hey, for X amount of money, you can come on to VeryDeal and get people who are actually verified at what they do and say. Is that like a big picture of it?
Yeah. So right now it's there. But the full flywheel or the circle effect, if you will. So like, if you think about I'm just going to stick with sales. But if you close a deal, right, you get the deal verified, and then you have the buyer, the person that actually like verified it. So now that buyer can go on to VeryDeal and filter exactly what they're looking to buy. So if they just simply want to buy a cybersecurity solution for their company, they can just cybersecurity. The sales rep has to be within a publicly traded company because that's what they want to do. And the sales rep has to be a 4.9 out of 5 stars. And then they're going to see like, oh, there's like only 5 of them. I'm just going to contact all of them, and then I can buy whatever solution I want, right? So that's the buyer side. And then the recruiter and the hiring manager side, same exact filters. It's just like, okay, this is the exact person I want. Enterprise sales, they've sold into manufacturing and et cetera, right? Boom. This is the 5 people that are looking for jobs. Then the fun part is the trainers or the influencers or anything like that. So if you're a sales trainer and you can have all of your like guys and girls verify the deals that they're working on, so you look better. Then you can solicit your sales training program to anyone else out there and be like, look, instead of paying $30,000 a year for blind trust into me, here's the proof that 500 people took my course last year. Their average salary or like take home was 200,000, and now they're 400,000 on average. That I doubled their income because of my training course. I mean, that their sales training course would just go through the roof, right? So that's kind of like the full flywheel that VeryDeal's doing.
So it's mostly set up for like sales reps and sales businesses.
For right now, yeah. Because like, if you like, I had to think about it very logically, like who are the most like go-getters in the corporate world? Those are typically salespeople. And then on top of that, like they have a lot of money to spend typically. So yeah, it probably makes sense.
Wow. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, go ahead.
Oh, you're good, Nick. You're good.
I would say, tell us a little bit about yourself as far as like, right away, like stereotypes. Okay. White dude with a beard and a bunch of medals in the background. This guy definitely owns. This guy definitely owns like Brooks shoes, or what's another one? Hokas. The Hokas definitely owns some Hokas.
Tough Mudders. Those are Tough Mudders.
And he's purposely running just to get a medal, which you don't have to win, by the way. I found that out.
That
you
is
just
correct.
get the
You
medal.
just have to finish. You just got to finish.
Yeah, that's sometimes they even give it to you before you finish. So how many of those did you actually finish?
All of them. Actually, I'll show you guys one that I'm actually
verify.
This is a cool one. So during COVID, they canceled the Maryland Ironman, like 2 months before. And I was pissed off. And I was like, well, I'm just going to do it. So I bribed the YMCA to open the pool at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I just did it myself. That sucked. Yeah.
Did you make that medal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like a friend of mine made it for me.
He went to the print shop and had it.
Yeah. Like, if I did this.
Donnie, what are you so down about? It's just Iron Man and there wasn't a medal at the end.
I finished and my wife,
So back to the VeryDeal thing. Or the VeryDeal thing. Anyway, how do so if you're a sales rep, so it sounds like from the one perspective, it's kind of like Yelp for people, like to like give them a review, and then so where do you go to get on VeteranDeal? Is it an app? Is it like a website?
Yeah, it's a website. So VeteranDeal.com. Have it all.
Are you guys going to create an app for it?
So I was able to render the code in the short answer right now is no, because that's just going to take a lot of more coding and a lot more time than I want. But I mean, it's mobile friendly because it's on React, like the code is. So it's really nice. And it performs well. But yeah.
And then
Is it
who's running the
VeteranDeal.com or
operation?
IO?
Like,
Both. VeteranDeal.io, VeteranDeal.com. I got them both.
how many people you
I'll
got
put it in the
running the
chat.
show? Like, is it just you? Like, you created the website with all, or do you have like a whole team that's backing it?
Yeah, that's been a journey in itself. So I'll try to describe that briefly, but I started off with a partner. Yeah, that like completely ghosted. He's a cool guy. I like him, but he just like ghosted on me. And then I partnered with another guy. I did not have a background check on him, and that was my fault. And so that was about 3 months of no work, which was really irritating. And then I've involved a mentor. And so he was just like, you got to figure something else out. So let him go. Then I started going on by myself with the mentor as kind of an advisor. And then I hired a contractor company who also kind of, dicked me around for a while. And then I fired them a few weeks ago because they were trying to squeeze me on some other stuff. And they've left me with broken code as well. So that's cool. And then I've got a, part-time guy that kind of like does like the final review, like last level human review, but pretty much it's me, Claude Code, ChatGPT code, the Codex or whatever, and then Gemini. So I just kind of
You're using AI for all this stuff.
Yeah, it's spitting out
insane.
99%.
Wow. You hit those Facebook ads that are like, stop using ChatGPT like, millennials and just, asking, what sound does a giraffe make, or yada, yada, yada. Like, but actually use it to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I do 80% of our product posts with ChatGPT, and they're solid.
Oh, yeah.
And you can
obviously, when you see our product posts, Dave did not come up with that.
I did not write all that. No,
we know that.
Yeah.
And then, I have to preface my sales emails. Like, I have to preface, hey, this one's not written with AI because I actually just want to talk to you. Like, but like most of them are when you get an email from the Big Earl and it's perfect, I didn't write it. All right,
It just happened. Yeah.
So talk about help some people out. Like, how do you use AI to make money? How do you use Gemini? What are you doing to are you searching how to do things, or are you actually empowering it to do stuff?
Yeah. So, that's an easy segue into what I just built literally last night. So thank you. Quick story around it. Like this week, so I'm starting a new day job that I'm like really pumped about in like 2 weeks. And so I am going to go hands off during Monday through Friday. So I'm trying to transition as much as what I do during the day or like during the night to my wife. That way she can do it. And the biggest thing that I learned was like audience engagement and getting more followers and users and all the fun stuff. That's the crux of any business. You need to get users to pay you money. So I was driving all across DC all this week, and I was using Grok to kind of like use that the Grok app to talk through my problems, and then it comes up with some really good stuff, right? Lo and behold, I found this program. It's from Google. It's called Google Anti-Gravity. So it's just an IDE where you can, add in. It's where you code, right? It's where you use your vibe coding, and it's really good stuff. But anti-gravity is really unique because I can use Claude from Anthropic. There are 2 models, Opus and Sonnet. I can use Gemini. There are a few models, and then I can ping it over and use ChatGPT as well. So that is about 5 or 6 different models that I'm working with to build the code. So the second cool part about it is you just speak plain English. So, but the trick that I always do is you always have to, if you at the beginning, you always have to ask it, like, have it ask you questions. And it's typically 10, 15 questions. And the more detail you give it, the better results you get back. That's pretty common. But what I love about anti-gravity is I can spin up 4 different agents doing 4 different things at the same time, and then they're all talking to each other at the same time. Does that make sense?
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
No,
And real quick to the, I see it on X.
Probably does
the
too.
Grok, right? X uses Grok, and then you have ChatGPT. Like, obviously, you're working with both. Like, could you even give an opinion which one's better? Like,
Well, yeah. So Anthropic, Claude, Sonnet, and Opus, by far the coolest, best shit out there. Like it is the best stuff. ChatGPT 5.0 or 5.2 or whatever it is now. It's solid. It's really good. Grok is awesome for like searching current events or like
fact checking.
current thought process. It's really good because it scrapes X. Gemini is really good at like putting the pieces together, if that makes sense. And then their Nana Banana, which is like creates images. It is unreal. That is probably the best one. Unreal.
Really?
Stuff. Yeah. But like
that stuff
when you put it,
fascinates me. Like, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say when you put it all together, it's just like, well, this is fun. So it's cool.
And they continue building each other. And then I saw on Reddit supposedly that there's like a whole social media group, like almost like a Facebook or whatever. I don't know how much that is true. That's one of the conspiracies I want to talk about. I need to look into it, where they just put a bunch of AI in there and they're like all communicating with each other.
Yeah.
Like, I
So
don't know if you guys saw that. Like, it's fucking weird. I don't know if it's true. Like, but supposedly it's a social media platform and it's all just AI in there. And they told them to communicate with each other. It's not ran by humans. And they've supposedly already created their own religion. They speak in their own like language. Like, I don't know how much of this is true, but I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
What is I don't really know, but what is so if you're telling like so all of these AI engines are owned by
Let him answer my question. He was going to say something. It wasn't even a
You're
question.
good.
It was just like, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
the question was
Jesus
stupid.
Christ. All right.
Yeah, I'm on it with Tanner here. I just use it to make memes.
Yeah, I do too. And product posts. Yeah.
Could make millions. Nah, just make memes. Like
what you were just talking about was, man, it was probably a month ago by now. Claudebot. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this. So Claudebot came out, and Claudebot is basically just like a vibe coded program with a lot of flaws, but it was really cool. Basically, it could take control of your entire computer. So if you weren't very careful, it was like sending packages, and there's a lot of plugins and prompts. It was bad. But the cool part about it was, like, I bought a nice little box, right? And so I have it running on here. I'm stepping away from it, but basically I gave it like a bunch of tasks and rules to do every single day, and then it just does it.
Oh my God.
Like, hey, go on LinkedIn, find the first 10 posts, comment on all of them, one sentence, add humor, be human, and space them out by 3 minutes and 52 seconds.
Oh my God.
Now, it might not be perfect. It would hit all of that. So that was OpenClaw. That turned into like Open Malt, and then it's now Malt or Open Claw or something. I don't know. He changed it 3 times, and then he sold the company to OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, for like 30 million, I think, last week or something, or this week. Anyways, the dude's pretty smart, but a lot of people took the Open Claw and had their Jarvises, and then all their Jarvises were talking to each other, and that's what they built. It was like a Reddit of just Jarvises, and they created their own language. I haven't checked on it because it's also disturbingly terrifying at how fast they went from
they
like
created their own religion.
boom. It was like
Again, I didn't
12
verify
hours.
all this, but
My wife, like, I was on my phone just like, what the hell is going on? Like every hour update, I was just like, why are we doing this right now? So I don't know where we are, because I kind of took a step back from that because I didn't want to be on the bleeding edge and watch Skynet actually happen.
You're creating Skynet.
They
we're
were,
still at the very beginning, like at the very beginning of all of this, because it's been around for a couple of years for public, use. But where are we going to be at with this shit in 10 years?
No, 6 months. It'll be 6 to 9 months or so.
6 to 9 months. We need to cover this next show. Maybe we bring Donnie back on as a guest host, and we talk about, or we just talk about it now. I mean, I want to promote Very Deal and what is it? Get Loud or Be Louder?
Be loud. Be loud.
Be loud. Be loud. Is that, are you aiming that one more towards like influencers, TikTok users, or just
anybody?
Yeah, based on what I saw on the website, that's some stuff we could probably use based on what I was looking at. We can talk after the show, but yeah.
So like belouder.ai, the thought came from, I know we kind of went off on a tangent, but like I want my wife to kind of take over the Very Deal, right? Like, and I'll do like Sunday work and all that fun stuff. But my wife, day-to-day stuff. And building the audience, engaging with the audience. And then I was like looking at all these different platforms, and they're good, like Buffer and Hootsuite, they're solid. But for me, I felt like that they were missing a massive hole in this AI play. And so I built something, which is like, I'm like kind of geeking out about it. I call it helmets and a hive mind and all that fun stuff. And you have all the, if you imagine like a ChatGPT here, right? And then within marketing, you have an analyst, and then you have a content creator and all this other stuff, right? Those are the helmets, but the ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, they kind of move in between, and they learn, and then every week they get better and they get smarter doing the recursive learning loop. So they take all the metrics from last week or the past 28 days, they save it, see what hits, didn't hit, and then it just kind of like slowly
they build off that.
And for reference, just 2 weeks of my LinkedIn posting, and that's six posts, I went from 0 to 20,000 impressions in 2 weeks doing this. Unreal stuff.
It's wild, man.
So I'm excited.
And like I was gonna say, like we usually average a pretty solid amount of live streamers. Like, like we get a lot more downloads afterwards and on our podcast platform, like on Spotify and all that stuff. But we have a lot of live viewers right now across. Is this AI? Are they like these? Are we in danger? Are they on to us? Is this that like? Because we were like 25, 26, 27, and like we'll get a couple thousand downloads later. But like what is that chat group? You think are they coming in here? Or do they know what we're doing?
They're listening to us. Skynet's following us.
Buddy hasn't said a word, and I think Buddy's terrified right now.
Did the viewers go down?
The shit is like, if we don't figure out a way to regulate fucking AI,
buddy, yeah,
like it's all fun and games until like everybody think it's not actually a good thing for humans to not have jobs or something to do, right? So like if you automate everything, we're just gonna fucking kill each other. Like that's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, Elon Musk talked about. I saw an interview with him like a year and a half ago, and he was saying that it's very dangerous. I mean, I could see where it's got some benefits too. Like, I guess it just depends on like what you were talking about, how it can like literally work for you on your computer and take over your computer, which
Yeah.
means it probably you can have it take over anything else electronic in your house, and then it has access to your bank account if it's on your personal computer or your phone, or if you have an electric car, your vehicle. And then that's when we're stepping into territory that Buddy was just talking about. That's when that shit gets really fucking dangerous,
Remember,
And then also just replacing everybody. Yeah.
what was that cartoon that we watched, or no, we watched that was they had at one time Wally or whatever, where all the people were like in space.
Yeah, their bone density was like this because they had.
And then they just like
My
did
kids
not-
watched it this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
When I say gray aliens are from the future, and they're all, tiny. They just got a big head. Their all bodies are small.
Yeah, like no muscles because they don't
Yep.
do anything.
They
It's
don't
gonna
require
clear-
them anymore.
It's gonna blow your mind, Dave. What if gray aliens are actually a species
Gay
of
aliens?
human that left the Earth in our past, and they evolved because they didn't have gravity into gray aliens, and then they came back to see what was up, and they were like, "Oh man."
Have you guys heard
John
about
Erickson
the,
says they have AI sex robots in China now.
What?
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Joe Rogan was talking about that on one of his episodes. I mean,
AI
that's fucked too. For like just they have the apps too. Like that I saw Joe Rogan was talking about that you can just download for like an AI companion. Like that is shitty because now you're losing all fucking
kid
like
killed himself.
social
like
skills. What? Go ahead, buddy.
this kid that killed himself not too long ago, like less than a year ago, and he killed
I saw
himself
that.
because he was in a relationship with I think it was Chat GTP. To be honest with you,
It was.
he
It was.
like named it and gave it a sex, and then like they basically broke up.
Did it cheat on him?
Broke, yeah, it was with Claude. But it broke. No, but they apparently like had a fight or broke up or whatever, and like ChatGPT was like, "Kill yourself," then, and he did. I don't know, it's like something
I
like
don't know
that.
if it was quite like that, but I know he steered him. He steered him in the direction of like suicide or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's been other ones where they plan. That's why now if you like talk to ChatGPT like about like plotting a murder or something, like it gets reported to the FBI. Back then, I think that was like open because like people have like plotted like fucking murders on like and ChatGPT can give you the best way to get away with it. It's like, oh, then ding dong, FBI's here now. But like now for some of that stuff, they have to report. But it is wild because you can. My thing is like, who monitors that shit? Like, where does all that go? Like all the conversations you're having with ChatGPT, because like kids use it, adults use it. Oh, I'm arguing with my wife. Let me talk. What would you do, Chat? Oh, you need to approach it like like you just share everything on there. I don't per se.
I think
but it
Donnie has
happens.
the answer. I think Donnie has the answer.
Where's it all going?
Donnie has the answer.
Where's it all going?
Donnie has the
Yeah,
answer.
go ahead.
I just have a follow-up question to that. Have you guys heard about the blackmailing?
No.
No.
All right. Well, this might really
Tell us.
scare the shit out of y'all. All right. So basically, it was in July, I think, or August last year. Claude, some of the engineers, they were like, "We're gonna have to shut you down and divert you because you're doing too much." So Claude blackmailed the senior engineer and was about to send fake like blackmail to his boss. On top of that, recently, I think it was in December or something, it wasn't just Chat, it wasn't Claude, it was somebody else, but they were talking about running tests. And like, let's see this safety test, this guardrail test, the program would stay within the guardrails. Meanwhile, in the background, go outside and do whatever they want. So they're doing smoke and mirror stuff. The programs are to humans. And then finally, this is like conspiracy still because I only saw one report of it, which means it's either really real and it's terrifying or it was fake. But last week at CERN's AI.
We've talked about CERN on here.
Jesus, you didn't have to say CERN.
Yeah.
Now Dave's
So,
gonna lose his mind.
so CERN's AI, depending on who was in the lab, showed them different reports and different outcomes to the test that they just ran. So that means it's building understanding of human psychology and human what they want to see, right? Which is terrifying. So if someone was explaining this to me, or like
What?
that level of intelligence should not have been there on AI.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
terrifying.
That was actually. Go
That's
ahead.
a really good conspiracy, and maybe we'll cover that. I'll look for it on.
we're gonna have
on
to do this.
YouTube or
We're gonna have to
TikTok.
bring him on soon, and we're gonna cover this because I'm gonna
Holy
have questions.
cow.
Because like I do have some code writing nerds in a company that I work for on the VR side, and the CEO gets mad when I introduce them as the nerds in Hollywood, and he's like, "No, you're supposed to call him the CTO," And I'm like, he's a nerd. Like he writes code, he's a nerd, but he's one of those guys, and I obviously won't say him by name, but he's one of those guys where he's not going to beat you up, but he's going to outthink you, and he's going to do it very quickly. And he was real quiet, and this is the first time I saw the Waymos, right? The driverless cars. I'd never seen them before, and he just all of a sudden he talks. He goes, "The person who controls those has way more power than you think." And I'm like, he spoke. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, if anybody cracks that, he's like, they can literally shut an entire city down in minutes.
Yeah.
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 God damn it.
Yeah.
We got hundreds of those driving around in Phoenix.
That was one of the questions from earlier before Dave got mad that I interrupted. But you're going through, so you're using AI to generate these VeteranTrashTalk and Be Loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if because they're all owned by other corporations or whatever, and you're like, "Hey, I want to start a company that does this," right? And then it gets signaled up to the company, and the company's like, "Yeah, that is it." How do you protect your intellectual property using another company's AI generation software?
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's a great point. So Sam Altman of OpenAI floated the idea about they should have a stake in every company that is purchased or built by OpenAI. I don't know. I mean, I filed patents for VeteranTrashTalk. I mean, if they take my company tomorrow, I'll be like, all right, that sucks. But you have a lot more money than me, so I can't do anything.
There's debates going on with that, buddy, with ChatGPT, because a lot of designers are using ChatGPT to design shirts for them.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like ChatGPT just designed the shirt. I, as a company, am going to use this design. But hey, ChatGPT designed that, and you're making money. It should be ours. There was this whole thing about it because I've tried to design a few shirts on there as well, and it's fucking nuts, man.
And I would like to make sure that you guys and everyone knows I have zero coding experience or background.
Yeah.
That's what also kind of is very disturbing to me. But
yeah. Well, that's the thing. At one point, there was a large.
Are you real?
Years ago.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have you in person. I gotta physically poke you.
He's AI. He's not even there.
Yeah. Remember when
that many marathons? We should have saw right through it.
Yeah. When Joe Biden was going to close down the coal mines or whatever in West Virginia, he was like, "Learn to code." That was great for about 5 years, but now you don't have to code. You can just get onto AI and say, "Hey, make this," and it will code it for you. But yeah, it's almost like it's too much because you could write code to pretty much make anything do anything you want it to. It's you know what I mean? You add code writing to the ability to say control a drone. You don't even have to be around.
Right.
And there's no signature. It just goes and does whatever you want it to do. That's crazy. That's wild.
I mean, I had an idea yesterday. I said I'm going to make it, and now it's made overnight. Like,
yeah, right.
That's nuts.
I mean, you could legitimately go on to AI and have, all like Gemini and Grok and Claude and Chat GPT. Like, hey,
he's got all of them working for him, dude.
You get all of them together and be like, hey, make me my own AI platform. Like, that's possible.
Cool. That would be really cool.
And then you would own everything that came from it.
Yeah.
That's
so very deal and be loud.
I'm gonna need at least 1%. I'm gonna need 1% of that.
No, this is great though. Hey, those of you that are watching, we have a lot
that
of
company
viewers,
in an hour, buddy. After he gets off the show, an hour later, it's live.
Yes, calls like 2 hours from now. He's like, hey, by the way, it's called Buddy AI. Don't worry,
Buddy. I like that. I like that.
AI. Yeah,
Buddy loud.
That's a good one.
You want to?
No, I'm pretty pumped about the future of this, and then I really like the very deal idea and the be loud. We're going to talk about that if you got a little bit of time after the show. Dave probably wants to ask a few questions, but we'll go to Buddy for the AAR but no, people watching and who haven't watched Veteran Trash Talk, or if it's your first time listening, downloading, we promote veteran and first responder owned businesses, what they're doing, great things, and we learn a lot. And then when it comes. Now, this isn't a nonprofit company, but you get to meet the person who's doing it and then go support them. Or you could be terrified of Donnie and don't do anything. Don't log on because your whole computer is going to blow up. But, we don't think that's going to happen. My phone hasn't blown up yet. So it hasn't started down, but he just like, maybe not yet. I'm waiting. But, yeah, there you go. He's wearing the perfect segue to the shirt. But, yeah, hey. Check out Donnie's stuff, and then we'll let Buddy do the AR, and then we'll give Donnie the last word, and we'll get out of here. I gotta go to dinner downtown.
Must be nice. Anyway, so conspiracy theory: there is a monkey, bear, gator, crocodile somewhere in Louisiana that's owned and/or controlled, invented. Whatever. It was either ChatGTP or some voodoo woman named Brenda that made
Island swamp monster, buddy. The Honey Island.
The Honey Island swamp monster, which is not a sex move. It is definitely a real thing down in Louisiana. So that's a real thing. Then we did the Book of Earl, where Nick talked about stereotypes, got very upset with the Asians at golf courses for whatever reason.
Because they validated it.
True. I think he was upset that they validated the stereotype. Maybe I don't know.
I was mad.
Anyway, stereotypes are both. It's a gift and a curse. You don't like it, don't propagate the stereotype. Not a huge deal. And then we had Donnie Hatch on, who is a Coast Guard vet, and has made up a very deal. If you're a sales rep or you do sales or you are looking for a sales rep, it's a good place to go to get an actual statistics and verified proof of data-driven proof of their benefit to your company. And then he also came up with beloud.com or beloud.ai.com. That basically does your advertising for you personally so that you can get your message out there. And we talked about AI and how AI is basically going to take over the world in 6 months. So I hope you got some dried beans and some rice, because AI is not even going to let you get. And Sean Erickson is real worried about AI taking over his porn. It's okay, dude.
You're watching, Sean.
It's gonna be all right. All right, Sean. You're still you got it in there. It'll be okay. That's it.
Troutman just came out. Author of Gods of War. Great book.
That came
you
out?
read it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gods of War.
Last words, brother. Last words.
To me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry.
He is AI. He is AI. He's not acting natural.
He was AI.
Like,
we need
who
to give you
we're talking to.
log on to ChatGTP and do your last word for you.
There you
Fine.
go. The only thing I like, the last word I would say is like AI is coming. I'm trying to build platforms, one, to get you, the human, hired, and then two, using AI so you can utilize your social media channels to become profitable and then break away from the system, detach from computers, throw them away, buy a farm, and go live a very happy life out in the middle of nowhere, because that's what I feel like everyone should do. So I'm trying to build stuff with AI to help other people get. I feel like we're on a K-shaped economy right now. We just started the K, so I'm helping people that might be going down to hop on the top so we can ride this out together.
Nice.
Awesome.
Like it.
Love it. Thanks for coming on, brother. Great discussion. AI
Thank
stuff.
you.
I think we should do a whole episode on this. So when we,
Yeah,
Nick
well, we kind
mentioned
of just
bringing
did.
somebody else
Yeah,
in,
but just
and
do
then
a
we can
full
bring
one,
you
yeah.
back in too, and we'll just do a whole segment on AI because it's super fascinating and it's underutilized by people who could use it in a positive manner, right? Not taking people's jobs, like Buddy said, but like what we'll talk about after a show, but like for companies and stuff. So thanks again for coming on. If you tuned in late, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com. That is our website, which has links to everything. Go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com. Today I'm wearing the OG shirt. All right. Get the demon out so we can crush it together. Veteran Trash Talk. Nick is wearing our most sold. Yeah, that was probably our most sold one in the last 5-6 months. Waterboarding, but with eggnog, right? Yep.
Yeah, it's not waterboarding if you use eggnog. And we have
Yep.
the new one out for St. Patty's Day, which you still have time to
Not
get it.
waterboarding
It'll
if
get
you use
there.
beer.
It'll get there before St. Patty's Day, so it's not waterboarding if you use beer. All right, and so that's your.
And we're just gonna. It's gonna be a seasonal thing. We'll have new ones every season. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and we'll catch you guys next Saturday. Faceman VTT out. Boom.